I still remember the night I met Clara. "Excuse me," I said, brushing past a crowded table. "Is this seat taken?" She looked up, her eyes sharp, her smile brighter than the dim bar lights. "It is now," I laughed awkwardly. "That's one way to tell me to leave." "No," she said, tilting her head. "Sit. You look too serious for a place like this." I lowered myself onto the chair, unsure why my chest felt tight. "Serious? That's not usually how people describe me." "Then how do they describe you?" she asked, ambitious. "Maybe reckless," I smirked. "And too honest for my own good." She hummed, swirling her drink. "Reckless and honest. That's dangerous." "Better than being fake," I shot back. Her laugh was light, but it carried weight. "You don't even know me." "Not yet," I admitted, "but I want to." Silence hung for a moment. She stared at me as if measuring how much I could be worth. Then she leaned closer. "I'm Clara." "Ethan," I replied, shaking her hand. The way she looked at me in that moment, like she had found exactly what she needed, made me believe in something I shouldn't have. Over the next hour, we spoke about everything and nothing. "I came here to celebrate," she said. "Celebrate what?" "Surviving another year without being crushed," she answered, half joking, half bitter. "That sounds darker than a birthday wish," I replied. She shrugged. "It's just life. Some of us start at the bottom. We have to claw our way up." "Then let me help you climb," I said before thinking. Her brows rose. "You don't even know me. Sometimes you don't need years." "Sometimes you just know," I said softly. For a second, she looked like she wanted to believe me. "You're either a fool or the most dangerous man I've ever met," she whispered. "Maybe both." She smiled then, and I felt something shift inside me. Weeks blurred together after that. "Ethan, they won't take me seriously," Clara complained after a failed meeting. "They will," I assured her. "Use my name. Tell them Ethan Ward supports you. That will open the door. Are you sure?" She asked almost too quickly. "Yes," I said. "What's mine is yours." Her hand brushed mine. "Careful." "I might take everything," I chuckled. "Then take it. I trust you." Those words came so easily back then, late nights became normal. "You don't have to stay up," she told me as I typed revisions for her proposal. "I want to," I said. "If you shine, I shine." She looked at me strangely. "No one's ever said that to me before." "Get used to it," I teased. She leaned against my shoulder. "You're too good to be real, Ethan." "I'm real," I said. "And I'm not going anywhere." If only I knew how wrong that promise would turn out to be. One evening, she pulled me onto the balcony. "Look at the city lights," Clara whispered. "One day they'll know my name." "They already will," I said. "Because it will be beside mine." She turned, her eyes glinting. "And if I want them to know only mine?" I hesitated, then laughed it off. "Then I'll stay in the shadows. I don't need the spotlight." "You'd really do that for me?" "I already am," I admitted. She kissed me that night. I thought it meant love. Later, I would realize it meant possession. Daniel, my best friend, wasn't convinced. "She's ambitious," he warned one afternoon. "Too ambitious." "Be careful!" "You're wrong," I snapped. "She believes in us." "No, Ethan, she believes in herself." I ignored him. Love makes you deaf to warnings. Months later, Clara was everywhere, on magazine covers, on panels, at galas. "Ethan, I couldn't have done this without you," she whispered one night before stepping onto a stage. "You earned it," I said, pushing her forward. She smiled back at me. But I didn't realize it was the smile of someone who had just climbed one step higher on the ladder, using my shoulders to get there. And I was proud because I was too blind to see the truth. She wasn't rising with me. She was rising above me. Even now, I can still hear her voice from that night. "You don't know it yet." "Ethan?" she had said softly as she fixed her hair in the mirror. "But I'm going to be unforgettable." I smiled, holding her hand. "With me, you already are." She kissed my cheek, her eyes shining not with love but with hunger. I didn't notice. I didn't want to. I was already hers. Heart, soul, and name. And she knew it. Ethan. They loved me. Clara burst into the room, her heels clicking across the floor. "They said I was refreshing, bold, different." I smiled, exhausted but proud. "They loved you because you had the perfect pitch, and because I convinced them to take the meeting." She kissed me lightly, her voice smooth. You're too modest. You make everything sound easy. Not easy, I said, rubbing my temples. Worth it. That night, I stayed up rewriting her proposal. Why are you still awake? She asked, slipping into the room. Your draft had gaps, I explained. I filled them, added numbers, polished the language. Her eyes widened. You did all that tonight? Someone had to, I said. They'll take you seriously now. Clara pressed her forehead against mine. What would I do without you? Hopefully never find out, I joked, but inside I meant it. At lunch the next week, Daniel leaned across the table. You're working yourself into the ground, Ethan. I saw Clara's article. Not one word about you. It's her spotlight, I said. I don't need credit, he frowned. You're giving her everything. Don't you think she's taking advantage? I shook my head. She loves me, Daniel. That's enough, he sighed. Love isn't supposed to drain you. I didn't answer. I couldn't. One evening at a gala, Clara dazzled the crowd. She laughed with investors, her gown shimmering under the lights. Victor Hale approached me, swirling his glass. Quite the woman you've got there, Ward. She's incredible, I agreed. His smirk was sharp. She's ambitious. That hunger, it's dangerous. Be careful she doesn't eat you alive. She wouldn't, I said quickly. She's not like that, Victor chuckled. Everyone's like that when the stakes are high. I turned away before he could plant more doubt in my mind. Later that night, Clara collapsed onto the bed, her heels abandoned on the floor. Did you see their faces, Ethan? They couldn't get enough of me. They couldn't get enough of us, I corrected. She brushed her fingers through my hair. You don't need to stay in the shadows forever, you know. I don't mind, I said. I'd rather see you shine. Her eyes softened. You'd really sacrifice everything for me? I already have, I whispered. The following weeks were brutal. Clara's schedule doubled, and so did mine. I need you to handle these emails, she said, shoving her laptop toward me. Again? I asked. You're better with words, she replied. And I can't afford mistakes. I worked through the night while she slept. When she woke, she found everything neatly arranged. You're unbelievable, she murmured. Unbelievable or invisible? I asked quietly. She kissed my cheek. Both. And I need you exactly that way. One afternoon, Daniel confronted me again. She's climbing, Ethan, and you're the ladder. Do you really think she'll stop once she's at the top? She will, I said firmly. She loves me. Daniel's eyes were filled with pity. I hope you're right. I brushed him off. But his words followed me into the night. At another event, Clara stood beside me, radiant. Victor offered to introduce me to the board, she whispered. That's good, I said. I'll send him the updated numbers tomorrow. She squeezed my hand. You're my secret weapon. No, I said softly. I'm just the man who believes in you. Clara kissed me quickly before stepping away to greet another guest. I watched her move through the room like she owned it, while I lingered behind, unnoticed. And for the first time, I wondered if Daniel was right. I still remember that night. I had the champagne in my hand, my heart racing with excitement. Clara had just secured the biggest deal of her career, and I wanted to celebrate her, to tell her again how proud I was. I didn't even knock. I pushed the door open, smiling like a fool. Clara? You won't believe what I... The words died in my throat. She was there, tangled with Victor on the couch. His hands on her, her lips pressed against his. My world split in half in a single breath. Clara? My voice cracked. Her eyes shot open. Instead of guilt, I saw irritation. Ethan, what are you doing here? I dropped the champagne. The glass shattered on the floor. What the hell is this? Victor stood, smirking as he buttoned his shirt. Guess the shadow finally stepped into the light. Shut up, I snapped, my eyes locked on Clara. Tell me this isn't real. She sighed as if I were inconveniencing her. Don't be dramatic. You weren't supposed to come tonight. Clara, you're with him? After everything I've given you? She crossed her arms. You've given me nothing I couldn't have found eventually. I just used what you offered to get here faster. Her words hit harder than any blow. Used me? Yes, she said coldly. I needed your name, your connections, your stability. But you're too small-minded to understand my vision. Victor does. I stared at her, barely breathing. So every word, every kiss, every promise, it was all fake? It wasn't fake, she said, rolling her eyes. It was convenient, Victor chuckled. She's a queen, Ward. You were just the servant who polished her crown. Clara, look at me, I begged. Tell me this isn't who you are. She finally met my eyes. I never needed your love, Ethan, just your resources. Don't make this uglier than it has to be. My chest burned, my throat closing in. I wanted to scream, to break something, to disappear. But all I could do was whisper, I would have died for you. And I never asked you to, she said. You chose that yourself. I stumbled out of her apartment, my legs weak, my soul hollow. Daniel's warnings echoed in my head. Victor's smirk followed me into the night. But worst of all, Clara's voice replayed over and over, I never needed your love. When I reached my car, my phone buzzed. Emily's name lit up the screen. Ethan, where are you? You sound like hell, she said immediately when I answered. I saw her, Em. My voice broke. With him. With Victor. Silence, then sharp anger. That snake. I told you she wasn't right for you. I told you she was hungry for power. I thought she loved me, I whispered. Ethan, she never loved you. She loved what you gave her. The truth stung, but I couldn't fight it. I built her, Em. Every step, every deal, every word she said, I put it in her hands. And she burned me with it. You listen to me, Emily snapped. You don't let her win. You don't let her take everything and leave you in ashes. What am I supposed to do? I asked, staring at the dark street. Survive, get up, and one day make her regret every choice she made tonight. I let out a bitter laugh. I can't even breathe right now, and you're talking about revenge? Because I know you, Ethan, she said fiercely. You don't just break, you rise. But only if you stop pretending she deserves your tears. Her words carved into me. I don't know if I can. Then let me be strong for you until you can, she said. But promise me this, you won't go back. Not to her. Not ever. I closed my eyes, gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I promise. Later that night, Daniel called. I heard, he said quietly. Victor doesn't keep secrets. Of course he doesn't, I muttered. He wants me humiliated. Don't give him the satisfaction, Daniel urged. Don't let them see you fall apart. How do I not? I whispered. She was everything to me. Then make her nothing, he said firmly. That's how you start. I wanted to believe him, but the pain was too raw. My chest still felt like it was caving in. Back in my apartment, I stared at the broken pieces of champagne glass still in my car. I had carried that bottle with love, with hope, with pride. Now it symbolized everything I lost in one night. I whispered into the silence. Clara, you killed me without even blinking. And for the first time in years, I cried, not for her, but for the fool I had been. The headlines hit like blades. Clara Monroe, the rising star, finally free from the shadow of her past. My name was the Shadow. Ethan, you need to stop reading this crap, Daniel said, snatching the paper from my hands. I reached for the bottle instead. It's everywhere. Doesn't matter if I read it or not. You think drowning yourself in whiskey makes it better? He snapped. I took another gulp. It makes it quieter. Emily barged into the apartment without knocking. Oh, great. My brother's sitting in the dark, smelling like a bar. Perfect. Nice to see you too, I muttered. She switched on the light. You look like hell. That's the point, I said. Daniel shook his head. You can't keep doing this. Clara's winning because you're letting her. I laughed bitterly. Winning? She already won. She's on every screen, every stage, every headline. And me, I'm the bitter ex. That's my title now. Emily crossed her arms. So what? You're just going to sit here and rot while she dances on your grave? Maybe, I said. At least graves are quiet. She walked over and slapped the glass from my hand. Enough, Ethan! Whiskey splashed across the floor. You gave her everything, fine. She betrayed you, fine. But you don't get to throw yourself away too. Easy for you to say, I muttered. You weren't there when she looked me in the eye and said I was nothing. You didn't feel it, Emily's voice softened. You're my brother. I felt it with you, Daniel sat beside me. We warned you about her. But you loved her, I get it. Now you have to love yourself enough to stand up again. Stand up for what? I asked. My business is in ashes. Investors pulled out the second she walked away. My name's Poison, Daniel leaned closer. Your name isn't Poison. She spun a story, that's all. People believe what they're fed. But truth has a way of breaking through. I stared at him. Truth doesn't sell, Daniel. Lies do. Look at her. Emily knelt in front of me. Look at me, Ethan. Do you really want to give her the satisfaction of seeing you broken? She already stole enough from you. Don't hand her your soul, too. Silence hung heavy. I rubbed my face, feeling the weight of their words pressing against the fog inside my head. She said I was just a stepping stone, I whispered. Emily's jaw tightened. Then make sure she trips on you one day. Daniel gave her a look. Revenge isn't the answer. Maybe not, Emily shot back, but letting him rot isn't either, I exhaled sharply. You both don't get it. Every deal, every contact, every late night, everything I built for her. And now it's gone. I don't even know who I am without her. Emily grabbed my shoulders. You're Ethan Ward. You were somebody long before Clara Monroe. And you'll be somebody after her. Daniel nodded. She took your spotlight, fine. But she can't touch your integrity. That's something she'll never own. The word lingered in my mind, integrity. It sounded like a fragile thing, yet it was the only thing left. She broke me, I said quietly. She tried, Daniel corrected. She didn't succeed, Emily added firmly. I closed my eyes. Their voices cut through the storm in my head, steady and unyielding. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel completely alone. I finally looked at them. What if I can't climb out of this? Daniel smirked faintly. Then we'll drag you out ourselves. Emily squeezed my hand. You're not allowed to quit. Not while I'm here. I swallowed hard, emotions choking me more than the whiskey ever had. I don't know if I deserve you to. You don't, Emily teased, a small smile breaking through. But you've got us anyway. The glass lay shattered on the floor, whiskey soaking into the carpet. I stared at it for a long time before whispering, maybe it's time to clean up. Daniel's smile widened. That's the first smart thing you've said all week. Emily stood. Good, because I'm not letting you waste away while she parades around. You still have a fight left in you, Ethan. I can see it. Maybe she was right. Maybe I wasn't finished. But the echo of Clara's words still lingered, sharp as ever. You were just a stepping stone. I locked my apartment door and sat in the dark. The city cheered for Clara while I listened to my own heartbeat. I wanted to disappear. Disappear? That's not you, Daniel said when he arrived, dropping a manila folder on my table. What do you want, Dan? I asked. He sat down. I want you to stop being a victim. I don't know how to fight, I said. Emily leaned against the doorframe. You fight by getting up. You fight by making sure she can't breathe without thinking of you. How? I asked. Publicly humiliating her, lawsuits? I have no plan. You know things only an insider knows, Daniel said. You handled her contracts. You saw the edits. You know where the cracks are? I kept them hidden, I whispered. I thought I was helping. Helping her image, Emily said. Not yourself. But those files are proof. We were quiet until a voice interrupted from the hallway. Sounds like you need someone who enjoys digging. A man stepped in, sharp suit, colder smile. Adrian Blake, he said. I handle cases people want buried found. How do you know Clara? I asked. Adrian shrugged. I've crossed paths with her investors. I know how her machine works. If you want to expose her, you need precision, not rage. Daniel's eyes narrowed. Can we trust you? You'll know soon enough, Adrian replied. Tell me what you have. I showed him drafts, notes, emails I'd redlined at 3 a.m. He read them like a surgeon. You built the scaffolding, he said. You know where the supports fail. That's valuable. You think this is fraud? I asked. Intent matters, Adrian said. If we link her public claims to altered documents, we're not a bitter ex. We're whistleblowers with evidence. Emily crossed her arms. Then do it right. No leaks, no half-truths. Clean paperwork, Adrian nodded. We catalog, we create a timeline, and we prepare for countersuits. She has money and PR. You need forensics and airtight chains of custody. Who does that? Daniel asked. People who don't blink at subpoenas, Adrian answered. We organized folders. Each paper felt like a weight lifting and stabbing at once. I found drafts where payments had blank memos, emails with phrasing that didn't match public statements, a contract with a signature that looked traced. She falsified a signature here, I said, tone thin. Adrian inspected it closely. It's inconsistent. Not conclusive alone, but part of a pattern. That's how we build a case. Night after night we worked. I called old contacts, retrieved archived emails, logged timestamps. The anger that had hollowed me out turned cold and steady. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It became method. "You look different," Emily said one night. "Less broken. More focused," Daniel added. Adrian set a plan. "We go in stages. First forensic verification, then legal pressure, then controlled release to the press. Timing matters. And if she tries to ruin me?" I asked. "She will," Adrian said plainly. "That's expected. We build defenses first. We make sure your evidence can't be painted as spite." I thought about my name, smeared across headlines as the bitter X. I thought about the champagne bottle shattered on her floor. I thought about how easy it had been to hand her everything. Can I live with the fallout? I wondered aloud. Emily squeezed my hand. "You'll live. You'll survive. And one day you'll breathe without hearing her name." Adrian extended his hand. "Ready?" I glanced at the folders, at Daniel and Emily, at the stack of documents that were once my trust and now my weapon. "Yes," I said. "Let's make sure her empire has no foundations left." He clasped my hand. "We start tomorrow, precisely." I slept like I hadn't in weeks, not at peace, but because I had a plan. The next morning, Daniel said, "You nervous?" "Terrified," I admitted. "Good," he said. "Fear keeps you sharp." Adrian laid out moves. "We don't act like angry men. We act like citizens correcting a fraud. We gather expert testimony. We secure backups. We arrange a press embargo so the story drops with impact," Emily added. "And we watch for holes in her alibi. People who covered for her might crack. Who would help her?" I asked. "Friends with interests," Adrian said. "Board members, silent investors, maybe that consultant Victor brought in. People who benefit." My hands trembled as I thought of Victor's face on that couch. "He'll lie, maybe," Adrian acknowledged. "But if we corner the truth from different angles, financials, emails, testimony, we make it harder for lies to hold." Daniel folded his arms. "This is more than revenge. It's getting my friend back." I looked at them, feeling something like resolve. "Then do it. Let's expose everything." Dawn came and I felt ready. Sat with Daniel and Emily in my apartment, papers scattered everywhere. Adrian leaned over the table, calm as ever. "You're pulling strings faster than I can track," Daniel said. "You're leaking too much." "Not too much," I answered. "Just enough." "Sponsors are already asking questions," Emily smirked. "Good, let them sweat." "She deserves worse," Daniel shook his head. "Ethan, you're not just proving a point. You're destroying her." "That's the idea," I said flatly. Adrian cleared his throat. "Controlled pressure works. Too much and she'll spin it as harassment. We want her isolated, not pitied." "Then what's next?" I asked. He slid a file toward me. "A journalist. Olivia Kane. Hungry, ambitious, and not afraid to cut through PR fog. She's been sniffing around Clara for months." Emily raised a brow. "Can we trust her?" Adrian nodded. "She hates cover-ups. If you give her facts, she'll follow them." "Bring her in," I said. The next evening, Olivia arrived at a cafe. She was sharp-eyed, her notebook already open before she sat down. "You're the ghost," she said quietly. I leaned forward. "I'm the man who built her story." Her pen hovered. "And now you want to burn it?" "I want to expose it," I corrected. "She isn't who she says she is. The documents, the deals, the timelines, I have everything." "Why now?" she asked. I hesitated, then said, "Because lies should collapse under their own weight." "I'm just helping gravity." Her eyes flickered. "Give me something verifiable. Something I can't be sued for printing." I slid her a folder. "Start with this contract." "Sponsors never saw the original." "I wrote it." "She doctored it." Olivia scanned it, lips tightening. "If this is real, she's finished." "She is finished," Emily cut in. "We're just showing the world." Daniel shifted uncomfortably. "How much damage are we talking?" "Enough to end her empire," Adrian said calmly. Olivia closed her notebook. "If I publish, she'll come after me too." I looked her in the eye. "Then I'll stand with you." She studied me for a moment, then nodded. "All right, let's bring down a queen." The first article dropped 3 days later. Headlines screamed, "Discrepancies in Clara Monroe's contracts. Investors froze." Sponsors demanded statements. Clara appeared on television, smiling through her teeth. Daniel watched with me. "She looks calm." "Look closer," I said. "Her eyes won't stay still." Emily leaned forward. Good, let her choke on her lies. Adrian tapped the screen. This is only stage 1. Next comes financial irregularities. Olivia's already digging. A week later, another article hit. Charity funds misused? Clara's face flashed across every network, her empire wobbling. Daniel groaned. This is brutal. Justice, I whispered. Every tear she sheds is a drop of justice. She's crying on national TV, Emily said with satisfaction. Daniel turned to me. Ethan, are you hearing yourself? You sound like someone finally fighting back? I snapped. Silence filled the room. Adrian broke it. Don't lose focus. The public is turning. Investors are bailing. We need one final strike, Olivia called that night. Her voice crackled with excitement. Ethan, I found it. Fake invoices, traced payments, all under her name. Enough to bury her? I asked. Enough to erase her crown, she said. I closed my eyes, exhaling. Release it. The next morning, Clara's empire collapsed. Investors withdrew, contracts dissolved, and her image shattered. She gave another interview. Voice trembling, eyes red, Daniel muttered. She's breaking, Emily whispered. Good. Adrian said nothing. Only watched with cold calculation. Olivia's articles spread like fire. People whispered that Clara was never real, just a shadow propped up by someone else. That someone was me. Daniel grabbed my arm. You've won. Stop now, but I couldn't stop. Watching her fall wasn't just victory, it was oxygen. She used my name to rise, I said quietly. Now I'm using her scandal to take everything she built. She knocked like she had never left, Ethan. Clara's voice was small. Are you here? I opened the door. She stood there, makeup smeared, coat wrapped tight.
Clara, I said. Please, she whispered.
I need to talk. Sit, I said. The apartment was quiet because Daniel and Emily waited just beyond the door. I wanted witnesses. She flopped onto the couch, hands trembling. I ruined things, she said. I didn't mean to. I got scared. Start at the start, I said. When I was a kid, nobody told me I was enough. I learned to use whatever I had. I lied to survive, she said. Victor offered access and power. I chose him. You used my name, I said. Her tears fell faster. I know, I'm sorry. I can't fix what I did to you. Emily's voice slid in from the hall. Saying sorry won't mend contracts. I'm not asking for pity, Clara said. I'm asking for help. I'm lost without you. Everything is collapsing. She looked at me with a pleading I had missed when she smiled on stage. Please, Ethan, don't leave me. Daniel stepped forward. We told you not to come. I know, she said. But you were the one who stayed when I was empty. You believed in me. You believed in her, I said to Daniel. I believed in her. You gave her everything, Emily snapped. And she used it. Clara's voice broke. I thought if I kept going, I could be real on my own. I panicked when the cameras came. I lied. I pushed people away. I never meant to break you. You called me small-minded, I reminded her. You said I couldn't see your vision. I was ashamed, she said. I didn't know how to ask for help and still be strong. You were annoyed when I found you with Victor, I said quietly. You didn't hide. You didn't apologize. That night was a mistake, she whispered. I was weak. People like Victor don't make mistakes, Daniel said. They make choices, Clara nodded. I chose badly. You want me to help you now? I asked. Yes, she said. I'll tell the truth. I'll cooperate with Olivia. I'll give up everything if I must. I just need you. Emily's voice was cold. Why should he help the woman who stole his life? Because he still cares, Clara said. Because he stayed. I felt something in me tighten. Old love, old anger braided together. For a moment I wanted to cradle her, to hear her apologize 1,000 times and believe it. Then I remembered the couch and Victor's smirk and the way she said she never needed my love. Tell Olivia everything, I said. Start with the contracts and the signatures. Tell the truth about Victor, testify, help us fix it. She blinked, relief and fear washing across her face. You mean it? I mean I won't be your ladder again, I said. But if you choose to clean up the mess, do it fully. No more hiding, she nodded. I will. I promise. Daniel watched her leave. Do you trust her? I shrugged. I don't trust anyone who hurt me, but I do want the truth out. Emily's hand found my sleeve. You wanted to forgive. Don't hand her your heart back. I wanted to forgive, I admitted. But forgiveness isn't a shortcut. It's a process. Then let the process begin, Daniel said. She closed the door behind her and I sank to the floor. The room smelled of old whiskey and fresh regret. Was that closure? Emily asked. No, I said. It was something else. Maybe the start of an ending. Daniel lit a cigarette in silence, which made me laugh despite myself. You okay? Emily asked. No, I said. But I'm not broken beyond repair. And if she lies? Daniel asked. Then we have what we need, I said. We expose it. We don't make decisions from pity. Emily nodded. Good, don't let a broken apology fool you. I rubbed my hands over my face. She looked small, I admitted. For the first time, she looked small. That's not mercy, Daniel said. That's responsibility. I stood and walked to the window. The city looked indifferent, lights blinking like a judge. Clara had come crying for the man she used. I had a choice, restore what I lost for her, or make sure she paid for the ruin she caused. I thought about the champagne bottle, how glass had cut my hand the night I found them. Revenge had been a plan born from pain, but clarity mattered. The path forward felt cleaner than revenge's messy hunger, truly, the morning the final article dropped. I sat in the dark and watched the world turn on her. She looks defeated, Daniel said from the doorway, voice low. He held his mug like it steadied him. Good, I replied. Let her feel it. Emily spread the paper on the table. Olivia pulled the thread and the whole thing unraveled. Facts, dates, transactions. Clean work, Adrian said. No theatrics. No vendettas. Evidence. Do you think Victor will face anything? Daniel asked. He'll try to vanish, Adrian said. But emails link to transfers, and shell companies leave a trace. Running is harder than hiding. On the screen, Clara stepped out of a car. Her makeup had run. Reporters shouted, Ms. Monroe! Statement, please! She stopped, swallowed. I'm sorry, she said. Her voice was small. Emily's jaw tightened. Finally. I heard her apologies before, I said. Polished, rehearsed. Those weren't the ones that hurt me. Now it's Ledger speaking, Olivia said, tapping her tablet. People trust numbers. Clips rolled, a boardroom emptied, lawyers stepping into offices, sponsors issuing terse statements. Investors called emergency meetings. Everything's collapsing, Daniel said. They're pulling funding. Brands are cutting ties, Emily added. Tour dates wiped clean. Headlines screamed fabrication, fraud, affairs. The internet turned her rise into a fall montage. Former fans posted old clips with mocking captions. Do you feel vindicated? Olivia asked quietly. I feel steady, I said. Not satisfied, steady, Adrian glanced at me. We prepared for countersuits. Olivia vetted everything. The releases were timed to prevent damage control. How did she handle the first interview? Daniel asked. She tried to spin it, Olivia said. Blame the PR machine, call it a smear. But then the ledger dropped, dated memos linking charity payments to unrelated accounts. Clara's live feed showed her rattled. I was misled. I was advised poorly, she stammered. I never intended to steal, to lie? A reporter snapped. I made mistakes, she admitted. Her eyes darted and landed on the camera like someone seeking mercy from strangers. A former board member took the mic the next day. We were instructed to maintain narratives, he said plainly. That doesn't excuse it. People are hungry for accountability, Olivia said. They don't want celebrities above the law. I thought of the nights I'd rewritten her speeches and accounted for discrepancies. Do you regret how we did it? Daniel asked me that afternoon, tone softer than before. No, I said. She earned none of what she wore. I wanted the truth out, not a show. Some will call it revenge, Emily warned. Then let them, I said. Truth doesn't care for definitions, Adrian added. This will cascade. Civil suits will follow. If intent is proven, criminal charges may come. Victor's partners are distancing themselves, Olivia reported over coffee. One consultant issued a statement. Another deleted public praise. People are cleaning their tracks. He's going to try to blame others, Daniel said. He already did, Olivia replied. But when payment trails and emails converge, there's nowhere to point without implicating yourself. More articles came. A charity announced an audit. A sponsorship was voided. A TV host questioned networks that promoted her. One evening, I watched a montage of past interviews. Clara smiling at red carpets, laughing with Victor in shadows. I felt no joy. The images were like old wounds closing. Is this enough? I asked. Enough for now, Adrian replied. The system will handle the rest. We gave the truth a path to surface. Does it feel like justice? Emily asked. It feels like consequence, I said. Timely consequence. We began to see the personal fallout. Fans posted betrayal. Former allies removed photos. Victor's publicist released a terse denial, then silence. People will say you ruined a life, Daniel said. People will say many things, I replied. But this was her construction. She built a house on sand. Adrian looked at me. You did what you had to do to clear your name. Use this to rebuild, not to relish. I plan to rebuild, I said. Different this time. On a rainy morning, I walked past a billboard that once held her smiling face. The ad was bare, the vinyl torn. It's over, Emily said. It's about the foundation, I replied. It has to be gone. Olivia texted later. Court filings incoming. Good work, I typed back, finally. Relief came slow. It wasn't glee. It was a space where pain used to live. Are you okay? Daniel asked that night. I am, I said. Not triumphant. Just free. We did it clean, Adrian said. Yes, Olivia agreed in a call. We told the truth. Daniel rubbed his chin. What's your next move? People will watch how you come back. I'll start small, I said. Reclaim clients, be transparent. No more shadows, Emily smiled faintly. And no one uses your name without consent. No more shortcuts, I agreed. I want my work to speak, not rumors. Olivia's voice came through the phone. When the filings go public, expect backlash. But you have the moral high ground. Then we stay steady, Adrian said. Answer only with facts. Let the legal process do the rest. I looked at them, at the messy table, the empty coffee cups, the folders. Thank you, I said. That's family always, Emily replied. Now rebuild, Ethan. Outside, the city scrolled headlines and comments, but for the first time in months, the noise didn't reach me. She stood at my door like a shadow, trembling. Ethan, please, she whispered. Her voice cracked, and for a second I almost didn't recognize her. I opened the door wider but said nothing. Her eyes were swollen. I didn't know where else to go. Everyone's gone. Victor left, my partner's vanished. I have nothing. You built it that way, I said. My tone was flat, but inside my chest was tight. She shook her head, tears falling. No, I built it because I was scared. Scared of being nothing, of being invisible. You were the only one who made me feel safe, but I ruined it. I stared at her. The woman who once ruled every room now couldn't even hold herself upright. Ethan, I'm sorry, she whispered again. I know words don't matter, but I swear I never stopped loving you. I laughed bitterly. Love? You called me small-minded. You said I was a stepping stone. You didn't love me. You used me. She stepped closer, desperate. No, I was stupid. I thought power would protect me, but it only destroyed me. Please give me another chance. We could start over. Just you and me. My heart ached. For a moment, I saw the Clara I'd met years ago, the one who used to smile without calculation. I don't believe you, I said quietly. Not anymore. Her lips trembled. Then tell me what I can do. Tell me how to fix this. You can't, I said. Some things break for good. She grabbed my hand. Her fingers were cold, shaking. Please, Ethan, don't leave me like this. I'm nothing without you. I pulled my hand free. That's the problem. You should have realized you were enough on your own. Instead, you tore everything down, including me. Her knees buckled and she sank to the floor. I'll do anything, just don't turn your back on me. Silence stretched between us. I could hear her sobs, raw and unpolished, nothing like the performance tears she once shed for cameras. Finally, I knelt beside her. Clara, listen to me. I don't hate you anymore. I don't even want revenge. I already had it. I saw you fall, I saw the mask break, and it didn't give me joy. It gave me clarity. She looked up, eyes desperate. Then why not forgive me? If you've let go, why not let me back in? Because forgiving you would mean betraying myself again, I said firmly. I can't go back. Not after what you did. Not after who I became because of it. Her face crumpled. So that's it? After everything we were, you're just gonna walk away? Yes, I said. My voice didn't shake this time. I buried us the night I found you with him. You just didn't see the grave, she gasped, like the words physically struck her. I thought you wanted me to hurt, but this is worse than any revenge. I stood looking down at her. No, Clara, this isn't punishment. It's release. For both of us. Her tears fell harder. Don't you still love me? Not even a little? I closed my eyes for a moment, searching myself. There was pain, yes, and memory, but no love left to give. I loved you enough to lose myself, I said, but I finally chose to stop. She covered her face with her hands, shaking, broken. I reached for the door. My chest was heavy, but my mind was clear. Goodbye, Clara, I said. Her sobs filled the silence as I stepped outside. The air was sharp, almost cleansing. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt light. Not victorious, not vengeful, just free. I walked away, leaving her behind in the wreckage of what she had built, what she had destroyed, and what I had finally let go of, and I didn't look back. Daniel raised his glass across the table. To finally putting the past behind you, I smirked faintly. You make it sound like it's that simple. Emily leaned forward, fire in her eyes. It is that simple. She's gone, Ethan. You're still here. That's all that matters. Olivia smiled gently, her notepad set aside for once. Besides, people don't talk about Clara anymore. They talk about you, how you came back stronger. That's the story that stuck. I shook my head, staring into my drink. Funny, I thought revenge would fix me. But now that it's over, it feels empty, Daniel frowned. Empty how? I got everything I wanted, I admitted. She fell. The truth came out. But it didn't erase the years I wasted on her. I lost so much of myself chasing someone who was never mine to begin with. Emily crossed her arms. You didn't lose yourself. You just forgot who you were. Now you remember, do I? I asked softly. I spent years being her shadow, then years being her enemy. Who does that leave me as now? Olivia's voice was calm, steady. It leaves you as Ethan Ward, a man who survived, a man people respect again, a man who doesn't need her name attached to his anymore. Her words settled over me, heavier than I expected. Daniel leaned back. You've got a second chance, Ethan. Most people don't get that. Don't waste it looking backward. Emily tapped the table. Exactly. Build something for yourself this time. Something no one can take. I exhaled, nodding slowly. Maybe you're right. But some days I still hear her voice. The way she laughed when she told me I was small-minded. It sticks like a scar. Emily reached over, gripping my hand. Scars aren't weakness. They're proof you healed, Daniel chuckled. That's the most poetic thing I've ever heard from you. She glared at him, and for the first time in a long time, I laughed. A real laugh. Olivia tilted her head. Do you regret it? The revenge? I thought carefully. No. Without it, I don't think I'd have closure. But it's not what saved me. What saved me was realizing I didn't need her, didn't need to destroy her to be free. I just needed to let go. Daniel nodded. Then that's what matters. Emily raised her glass. To Ethan finally letting go. I hesitated, then lifted mine too. To letting go. The clink of glass felt like the closing of a chapter. Later that night, I stood before the mirror. My reflection stared back, older, wearier, but steadier too. For years, I had looked into this same mirror and seen only what Clara took from me. My pride, my trust, my time. Tonight, I saw something different. I whispered to myself, I see you now. And for the first time in years, I meant it.